already went wrong was a truck overturned, and thus I was running late.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this latest episode of That D&D Podcast's Argent Springs Adventures Dungeon World campaign. This is the 7th episode of Season 2, and it's going to be interesting. We've got an interesting party makeup, and I'll let them introduce themselves in the order they see fit. First, my name's Aaron. I'll be the DM and... I guess like the funeral home operator. Somebody's gonna die in this one, whether it's these people or like everyone else in town. We'll figure it out. But yeah, y'all take it away.
Oh, I'll go first. I'm gonna go first. I'm Monkus. I'll be playing Morla Dim the Almighty, aka Sudrek Thar Karakal. I've had a lot of fun creating this character, so yeah. I'm very excited.
Right.
Those are the best ones to take away from you, are the ones you put the backstory of.
Hello, I am Roger Rogerson of Rogerson Incorporated. I am also a barbarian. And I'm kind of like a mix between what if Lex Luthor met Horace Walpole. And yeah, let's just go with that and we'll see what goes on.
Okay.
And Zach.
Okay.
Yes, Zach and Matt. Sorry.
I can't hear Matt talking, so I'm not sure.
I'm not trying to talk.
Okay, cool. I'm Zach. I will be reprising my role as Tibbles, the Robo Kitty. That's it.
And I'm Matt. I will be playing Jonathan Q, Murder Machine CPA of the clan Murder Machine Gut Wrench and Spooner.
Volume.
Yes, I'm fixing it. Sorry, we get that Murder Machine, Gut Wrench, and Spooner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for those of you at home,
Sorry.
of our 4 characters, 3 of them are barbarians and 1 is a druid. So it's going to be great, basically, is all I just wanted to say.
Can't believe this wasn't 3 barbarians and a kitty. Just saying.
Yeah.
Do they need anything else? There's the real question. They don't need anything else. We're the best.
Sure, let's go with that. You're the best at something. And the question is that something directly applicable to your mission today? And I've got news for you.
Really not.
The 4 of you, through whatever the hell reason, are brought into the meeting area. This time it's just Ash. The orc and goblin and kobold are nowhere to be seen, and she looks worried, and she waves you over really quickly, and seems to be trying to be really like discreet about this.
Tibble sort of circles her legs in figure 8 style, rubs up against them.
What ho, lass? You look like someone just spent your rainy day fund.
Boo. I don't even know how to begin to approach that. This mission is, let's call it a favor, for someone who's very important to me. I have reason to believe that there's some weird druid stuff happening out in town, and if you all could see to it and maybe take care of it in a manner that doesn't end up with a bunch of dead druids, that would be really appreciated.
Morden takes out his dagger. He cuts open a little slice on his hand. He puts the dagger in front of her and offers his hand.
Gross. Hey.
He says, Darajal Hadka Wendel Tushpaka Turshpasuka Su Turshpakakal.
I'm Ash.
Tibble the tiny paw over and pushes the dagger off the table.
Oh, good. He's doing that again. Okay, so just everybody keep your drinks not at the edge of the table. Tibbles is doing the thing again. Ash is gonna hold her hand out like cautiously, and I guess try to shake yours.
Mordin pulls his hand back, points at the dagger, points at the cut, points at her hand, and then says again, Jara Jalhadka, Wendel Tershpaka, Tershpa, Suka, Su Tershpa Kakao.
I think he wants a blood bond.
I never had much for blood bonds. Blood is such a fading currency.
It does have its uses sometimes, though, yes, it doesn't appreciate as much as it could.
I prefer more permanent currencies, thank you very much.
Well, coin does spend much better.
Roger Rogerson, by the way, pleasure to meet you. He holds out his hand to you, Ash.
Hi, I'm Ash, and
I know!
oh yeah, you did say my name. That's a little weird. And she's gonna look over at the dwarf, and she says, "These." And she's gonna point at these little eyebrow rings she has, and she says, "These are basically my blood bond with the entire town. So, you're part of the town, we kind of already have a blood bond, and I really don't feel like cutting my playing hand open. So, sorry, but handshake?"
Mordin spits in her face and says, Suka.
We
Okay.
apologize for him. He's new. So, Ash, I hear that you run this town.
More so than I would like.
Excellent. I always like to get acquainted with prospective clients very easily.
Oh, God. Okay.
Who does your taxes?
Hey, okay, so remember that part where I gave you guys a mission? Let's worry about that, and then if you all survive, we can talk about more long-term and lucrative business opportunities.
Sutrek.
I think that was yes, so what about the rest of you?
This can be done.
I would like to have a discussion with you about the image problem that your town seems to have right now and how we could go about fixing that very soon.
Now, by image problem, do you mean where it is surrounded by shadows and beings that don't sleep and is slowly succumbing to the darkness, and we're trying to keep that last little candle lit? Is that the image you think we're going for? Because it's not really intentional.
Exactly. It's a very dreary image. We need to, like, liven it up a little bit in order to get people to really buy into this message of your, continued survival thing. People don't like to hear that death is all around. It's not a very pleasant thing.
At this point, Tibbles leaps off a table and lands on Rogerson's back, and then slowly slides towards the ground with the claws tearing a hole in the suit.
God.
He takes off the suit, puts on another suit jacket. Always have a backup power suit, just in case.
Jonathan leans down and scratches Tibbles behind his ears.
It is an
Mordin
adorable
laughs at the
cat.
cat and says, Krishkora, Krishkora.
The cat tilts its head sideways.
Okay, so it's in sort of one of the first parts of town to fall to the shadows. We kind of, a lot of people got left behind, and there were some guards who were supposed to be, helping get them here, and some various adventurers that we never heard back from any of them, and we're just now starting to get our feet under us, and we want to go check and see. It's been a while. We're not expecting much, but we've also heard reports of someone walking around and selling strange fruit, and fruit isn't a thing we have here. So either they walked through the wastes that are surrounded by enemies, or they somehow found fruit here, which is something that would be very valuable to figure out, since that would help us keep our people alive.
Selling fruit without paying the dues to the city is an offense.
What kind of fruit is it?
Black.
Interesting.
It's slightly problematic fruit. I don't know why it is the way it is, but
Not if it's unique. Then you can market it as unique fruit.
Yes.
There are opportunities to be made in investing in such things.
Exactly. He begins to talk to. I'm gonna like Roger turns to Jonathan. Imagine the prospects of unique black dark fruit. What could we do with that? What can we use that with?
Well, it depends on if we can import it or export it. But we should find the fruit first before we discuss the possibilities.
True. Fruit provider is key to the key to this transaction.
The cat gives an annoyed yawn meow and starts heading for the door.
Jonathan will trot after the cat.
Roger will trot not too long after Jonathan.
Lots of trotting. Lots of trotting. Only one
Morden
of these
nods, says
Sorry.
Sudrakish, spits, and then follows behind.
Sorry, did I say trot? I mean power strut.
Ash pours herself several drinks as you all walk out.
Well, we're never seeing them again.
Oh no, we're gonna see a lot of us. That's the problem.
Gross.
Oh god.
Lots of tastefully ripped clothing, folks. Just putting that one out there.
Hey, I wear a power suit at all times. That's how
Or
you roll.
Yeah, super buff dude in a suit is also one of the things we've got going on here. And cats. We're a really weird corner of the internet right now. Like super weird.
All right, so somebody has to invent the assless power suit, which gives you like a dex bonus or something, and then...
That is clearly a magical item.
Note to
Right.
self, writes that down.
That's a car bonus item, isn't it?
Probably.
I don't need a car bonus.
Man wears
I
those
am the
pants.
car
You know he's not
bonus.
afraid of anything. Okay, so... Jesus. Going out into town proper... most people usually just travel the Monankis mostly in the center. Most people usually travel east or west when they're leaving town. The affected area is more to like the northern part of town.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a walled area. It's people aren't really sure what these originally were for. This town is very old, but a lot of the buildings are multi-purpose now. So it'll be like an inn on one floor, and then the bottom floor is like holding cells for the guards, and then you can have like a restaurant, and also on the top floor it's a library.
There are many real estate opportunities in this town.
I
Real
would-
estate. Sorry.
It's okay. While these guys are bantering, I would like to transform into an owl, a partially robo owl, and go fly above this hole. I can spot anything shady from the air, essentially.
Okay.
Roger looks at Jonathan and is like, what do you think the marketing opportunities for a cat that turns into an owl are?
Well, it depends. If the cat has its own free will, it would be imprudent to try and market it.
I wonder if we can get it on contract so that it can only change when we're around.
I imagine there's going to be a
I do not feel that
Somewhere.
would be wise to ask the cat.
True.
paw print. That's my signature.
Morden just points and says Hormets.
Very good, Morton.
Good man.
Hormets to you too.
So you got a 7 Tibbles on the Shapeshifter move, which means you get to hold 2. Obviously, while you're an owl, you can't speak common. But if you need night vision, you could use one of your hold for that. One of them you can use to give you like +2 on wisdom checks. And you could probably also, if you were attacking while an owl, you could probably roll Dex instead and get like a +2 bonus for another hold.
Okay. Yeah. Is it dark now? Did we start this at night? Is it during the day? What's the?
We didn't decide. Let's say it's like early evening.
Flying
It's
above.
business hours.
Flying above the zone we're kind of looking at. Do I see anything immediately? Anything look out of place for a place somewhere ravaged by zombie gods or something? Whatever we're up against here.
So a bunch of the buildings are melted. Like these were old stone buildings that stood for hundreds, maybe thousands of years, and they're just sort of melted. It's like somebody got a white hot sphere of energy or something, and basically everything that was inside that sphere was completely removed. Like it's basically a giant bowl cut out of all of these buildings.
Okay. That doesn't sound like something that I would have ever seen before. It's also terrifying. I will sort of swing past the collection of barbarians and like hoot at them. That I assume means like all clear-ish, and then swing back through and keep an eye out for stuff, basically.
Okay.
As he flies by, I'm like, "Do you have an agent?" And then he continues forward. Get to him later.
I doubt it even has a savings account. Come.
We should really work on that. You know, teach the young to save properly, but not in a brick and mortar savings account. The interest rate doesn't work out well for them.
Too hazardous. Prone to braids.
Not really hazardous, just more doesn't grow in the right interest rate to how the what's the word? Oh, doesn't grow interest at the rate of inflation. So we need to make sure it does not.
A proper retirement hoard does not need to worry about interest.
Yes, but a smart man always does.
When there is opportunity to do so.
So what are y'all doing while you talk? Are you walking, like, are you headed towards the bowl thing, away from it? Like,
I assume we're trekking in the direction we were pointed at.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
Bearing no mind to any warnings given to us, we're continuing straight.
Pretty much.
So as you get closer to where these buildings are, you notice that
Wait, you said they were melted, right?
Yeah, it looks like basically a giant bowl was placed on top of this collection of buildings, and everything that it touched kind of melted away.
All right, can I do a discern realities on that, like to kind of examine them closer? Because Mortem has a lot of experience with fire, and that would kind of interest him.
Sure.
All right. How do I do this roll again?
2d6 plus wisdom, I believe. You should be able to click it on your character sheet, and it'll roll automatically for you.
Okay.
Eight. All right, so you get to ask one of these questions. Hold on, I'm just gonna pull it off of here. There you go. So yeah, you get, wow, roll an 8 too. So you get to
Nice.
ask one of those questions and take +1 forward when acting on the answers. What happened here recently? What is about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? What here is useful or valuable to me? Who's really in control? And what is not what it appears to be?
What happened here recently?
Recently, probably within the past couple of days, somebody came by. There, you can make out like faintly two sets of footprints, since this place is not widely traveled. There's one that's leading into where it's all melted, and there's one that's leading out. And the one leading out, the footsteps are much deeper, as if that person is heavier or is laden with something.
Okay.
Is that info you pass on to your comrades?
Well, I'll gesture them over towards the footprints, and I will say Kets and point down to the ground and say Ketska.
What's that, Morden?
Ketska.
I believe he's trying to speak with us.
I'll follow the footprints
Okay.
from the air.
So you feel it more than you see it. It's kind of hard to make out in the dim light. But as you're getting closer to kind of where the buildings begin to melt, there's everything in your brain tells you not to go any further, and then right as you sort of bank off to the side, you can see this weird shimmery surface, like a giant bubble that's actually extends out past where all the buildings are melted.
Whoa. Can I swing down like to the ground, grab a rock, and then sort of like airdrop it on the shimmer? See what happens?
Yes.
I would like to do that.
Okay. It's hard to follow because once it goes in there, it falls very, very, very quickly. Like,
Okay.
almost like time sped up.
Interesting. I would like to circumnavigate the extent of this thing. I want to go around it to see what I can find.
Okay. To do so, just based on your quick owl math, it's probably 2 or 3 blocks wide.
Okay.
In diameter or whatever, so it would take you a little while to make the whole circle.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. It's worth checking out, I think.
Yeah. So while the owl hoots and flies away, what are the rest of you doing?
Checking.
I'm going to keep following these footprints and gesturing that the other two should be following, and if they follow behind,
Yeah, I'm gonna follow him. Just
Yeah,
just
that
intriguing.
seems for the best. Seems like he knows what he's doing.
Okay. Well, those footprints will take you right through this weird shimmery field, if that's a thing you want to walk through.
Do we notice it?
Only when you're right about to touch it. It's almost like the surface of dirty water. It's got this kind of oily rainbow effect on it.
What foul magic is this?
Sudrika.
Fascinating. I take like a rock and I throw it in.
You throw it and
trick.
It basically just goes poof, and like it falls about where you'd expect it to, but it does so much quicker than you would expect it to. You've thrown a lot of things, right? Being a barbarian.
I actually don't throw that much. I hire other people to throw things.
Okay, you've seen things thrown on your behalf, right? As a barbarian.
Very many times.
Yes. You kind of have an idea of what trajectories and speeds are and all that sort of stuff. This is way quicker.
Fascinating. So, Jonathan, and I'm sorry, I did not catch your name. He looks at the other one.
Mordim Karakal.
Okay, Jonathan and Morty. So, as
Mordim Karakal spits.
Okay, Jonathan and Mr. Morty, we're going to.
He grabs you by the shoulder, punches you in the face, and says, Mordim Karakal.
Oh,
You should call him by his proper name.
he has a good right hook. We could use that. Okay, Mordim. Better. Looks at you.
Nods.
Okay, Mortem and Jonathan. It looks like the rock goes faster inside. So what do you think? Do you think it's a time loop, or what is your thoughts on this?
It's fell magic we should not enter.
I'm going to look at it a little bit more.
Sudrek.
Hey, Mortem. Mortem,
He nods.
why did you step through it?
Jonathan hits you with a look.
Look, I'm just saying that Mortem is the strongest of us. He's clearly going to be the one that survives the most out of this. And as far as things go, he's probably the one that can handle whatever weird thing this is. And we need to see how it handles human flesh.
To Menishik is what Mortem says, and then he shouts, Darugrene Metz, Darukara Metzkal, and then charges.
Well,
See?
he's into it, I suppose.
Borgrim's into it. Man,
I like to think I'm a people person.
So as
getting
you
barbarian responsibilities to some other barbarian.
as
Of
you make
course.
contact with the shimmery surface, it gives a little bit as you run into it, and you pull some of the edge of it, and then eventually it goes slack, and you're able to pop through. And after you do that, if you turn around and look at the rest of the group, they're moving very slowly.
Does
All
he
right.
look dead?
He looks
If they're
so
moving
fast.
very slowly, I'm going to flip my axe up in the air and catch it to kind of demonstrate to them what it's like on my side.
A crazy stop-motion barbarian just threw an axe very fast.
Interesting. You know, I watched a movie about this once.
If I take out my dagger and kind of gently toss it over on to their side, what happens?
When you toss it, to you it goes normally, and then right after it crosses the bubble, it goes very slowly, finishing its trajectory to where it hits the ground. Well, for the people outside, he threw a dagger super quick, and then when it passed through the barrier, it's going normal speed.
All right, I'm just going to charge back through the barrier and get my dagger back.
Okay. He's Sonic the Hedgehog for about half a second, and then he's a normal guy.
And I pick up my dagger and put it back in my dagger slot.
Excellent work. I pat Mortem on the back. Excellent work, my friend.
I grab his hand and say, Sudrek, and then stop him from patting me on the back.
I don't think he likes being touched.
Noted. Now, where did our feline fellow go?
Took wing, as I recall.
Or Mets, he points up in the air.
Very well. I vote. I vote, and mind you, this is not a democratic system. We can all choose to do whatever we want, but I vote that we all go into the bubble and scout it further. It does not seem to cause any harm besides, an increased speed.
Cuss. Mortem lifts up his axe and up and down triumphantly and charges in.
I lean to Jonathan. I think that's a yes.
That seems about right. Let's go.
Okay.
Gingerly steps into the
I power strut in.
Okay. Tibbles, right about this time, you're finishing your circuit of the whole area, and you get back to where you're pretty sure the party was, and the party isn't.
Great. Can I see well enough through this
Stuff?
bubble to kind of locate where they went?
Yeah.
Or
They're not super far in. They're maybe 30, 40 yards in at this point.
okay. All right. Yeah. Then I will sort of swoop in. Aloft. I don't know how well that's going to go with the sudden momentum change. Yeah, I will swoop in and continue scouting from above, essentially.
Okay. Why don't you roll me a discern realities as you're doing your scouting?
Okay.
And the three of you who are on the ground, if you look up, you'll notice that there is a sun. Obviously, there's always a sun. This one has the weird black veins kind of stretching up from the distance and spreading across it. There's also the moon somehow suspended in the sky. And there's also a second, third, and fourth moon suspended in the sky. There's a purple one, there's a very angry red one, and there is this kind of grayish-white pulsating one.
Jonathan turns his gaze away, swearing in some different language.
Oh, you rolled a 10 on discern realities. Damn. All right, well, you got 3 questions.
All right. What is about to happen? Let's start there.
Let's say the residents of this district of town are about to become aware of the presence of new tourists.
Sweet. What should I be on the lookout for?
The residents of this district of town.
Ah. Okay. Happened here recently?
There are some tatters of cloth on the ground and some pieces of rotting black fruit with liquid coming out of them. So it looks like someone left in a hurry with produce.
I will alight next to the produce and sniff it.
Okay. You know how blood smells?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how blood smells when it's like the person is very sick? It's worse than that.
Yeah. Guess I'll change back into kitty form and go exploring.
Okay. So yeah, the four of you are together again.
Do we notice Tibbles poking at the fruits and whatnot?
I would assume so. It's with as many light sources as you have in here, it is much brighter than it was when you were outside.
Can we notice any of the smell of blood or anything?
It's pretty strong. Like you get this vivid mental image of a person who died long before their body stopped moving, and somehow fruit was made from that.
Okay. Mordem says Dara Sudrek Metzka Kirsch Koresh Grin Wendell and holds tight his axe.
Jonathan draws his axe. This place is fell. We should not have come here.
Cuss. Mordem says.
Sorry, go ahead, Raj.
Roger does not take out any weapon, but strains his ties and puts his hands in his pockets.
Tibbles will meow assent with the other two and change into something with buzzsaws on the parts.
One of those lovely Menanke critters.
Yes.
On a side note, Monkus, do you have a consistent language? Are you
Yes,
consistent?
I do.
I am pleased.
I fucking love you.
Mordem says Horkakash Krenika Kardrakal Kirsch Kora Daraketska. And I'll just tell you what that means. It means those forced by battle are the most trustworthy in this world. They will conquer the heavens, but referring to the earth below.
Let's see.
All right.
Again,
But yes, everything I said so far has a translation.
That's excellent, man. That's amazing. Okay,
Cool.
Form of Terminator to this.
I will totally blow one of my 3 hold to ping the area with my sonar.
Okay. Okay, I have a blank map here, so I'm gonna boop, 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 boop. This is gonna be very rough. We have some buildings.
So does everybody have their weapon ready?
No.
Oh no. Roger, why?
Okay, Mordem points to Roger and says, Jaladka.
I like to see what happens before I draw any weapon.
You fool!
Okay.
Mordem rather insistently says, Jaladka, very repeatedly.
Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me, Mordem. I got this.
Mordem sighs and says, to Menshik.
To mention it to you too, good buddy. To mention it to you too.
Mordem punches you in the face.
That left hook.
His head and goes to stand near Tibbles.
That left hook again. Have you?
Tibbles nods to the sensible barbarian.
Just hi.
Okay, I'm trying to work on your ping results right now.
Yeah, that's a ping. That is a thing.
Sureka Aura. And then Mordem spits. Sureka Aura.
Okay, so y'all are the blue dots. The green dots, the exact classification of the life form inside is a bit hazy because it's got to go through mostly solid matter. You're pretty sure there is something that is some definable quality of alive.
What color is that?
The green ones inside the squares.
Okay.
And all of the purple ones are your result says heartbeat yes, deceased yes.
Oh, good.
boy.
It's one of those situations. The green ones are alive, though?
Yes.
I will robo hiss and like raise back on my haunches, like the full like arch with like weird metal spines coming off my back, pointed directly at like this group right in front of us.
Yeah, Jonathan.
If I can see them, I will go try to cut pieces off of them.
Okay. You run up, and there's a thick vine that juts out of the ground. It looks like it is tunneled effortlessly through stone and whatever lies below the stone that makes up the street. There are two vines that are sort of woven together, and if you lean in really closely, you are pretty sure that you can make out a face. With one of them has a mouth that looks like it's moving.
Is the face like human? Is it like a face of someone I would expect to see in town?
It's kind of hard to tell because it's got this kind of plant fibery appearance to it, and that kind of throws off a lot of your ability to recognize. But
Okay.
it is a face you would expect on like a person you saw randomly.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do, try to eyeball as a cat where I would expect the bottom of the person to be, like the bottom part to be, and then I'm going to use my buzzsaw mouth below that to attempt to cut the vine down.
Okay. Give me Defy Danger Dex.
I will totally do that. Hold on.
Sure. A 9. Okay. Either it's more focus intensive than you thought it would be, and you have to burn an extra hold to do it, or you're able to get one out and the other one is not so lucky. The vines are woven together, remember.
Let's go ahead and we'll burn the one hold and cut the one person down and see what it looks like after that. I'm a cat. I'm not really thinking about survivors. Yeah, just trying to cut the vine down, and yeah.
Okay.
I'm just doing that.
So you cut it, and this cloudy, whitish blue liquid pours out of the vine. In one of the vines, you are relatively sure you can make out the bottom of feet. And the other one, it's different. You see bone.
It's okay. I can cut through bone. I have sawmouth. It's fine.
Doesn't stop you.
Yeah, that seems totally fine. I would. Does the face on the vine start screaming? Like, am I causing pain to this person?
Well, the one that the mouth wasn't moving seems to be the one that is bony inside. It seems like it's mostly asleep. The one with the mouth moving, you sense like it's this face of worry and kind of resignation at the same time.
Okay. Okay.
Sort of spot people.
Someone with more expertise in people should come look at them because I'm just a cat.
Jonathan comes up to see what the cat has found and what the cat is trying to do. He's keeping an eye out, but wants to.
When Jonathan walks up, the cat is like pawing the face, like a cat that's trying to wake up a person.
Kind of
Go outside.
He gives a kind of sickened look and slaps the face to see if it does anything.
I'll dodge. I'm moving out of the way. The barbarian
Mordem shakes his head disappointingly and then punches the face and then nods approvingly.
Which face? The talky one or the not movie one?
Roger just watches, interested and intrigued.
I punched the face that he slapped.
Okay.
The not moving one.
Okay. You punch, your hand goes in pretty far. There's this wet slurping sound, and bones and etc. are ejected out of the cut end of the vine.
solid punch.
Ouch.
Even with fluid pressure dynamics, that's a solid punch.
Roger's gonna like step out of the way before the guts hit him. He's just gonna like step out and just like adjust his tie again, make sure his suit is clean, and then
Defy danger dex.
Fine by me.
You have a third suit, is the question. How many backup suits? Do you have a bag of suits? Just like
Possibly.
a decanter of water, but for business suits?
8. Either your suit gets gooed, or you you put yourself in a bad spot getting away from it.
You know, I never harm the suit. I put myself in a bad spot getting away from it.
Okay. As you hop out of the way, you brush up against... There's like a puffy little flower attached to the side of one of the buildings that's melted, and just... You run into the wall, it goes poof. And you get a nice big whiff of whatever was in there.
Oh, lovely.
To Menshik, Mordem says.
This place is cursed. We should not have come.
I am oblivious to this and over there pawing the face that's moving.
Mordem's going to look at the Sue Windle on his hands, is what he's going to call it. The goo.
Mm-hmm.
Can he discern realities on the goo and kind of examine it?
You can give it a shot.
All right.
Damn.
12. All right. So you've got those questions up above.
Okay. What is not what it appears to be? Like, or no, what is about to happen, I guess would be the better question with the blood.
Okay. What is about to happen? It is possible that Roger is about to have a not great day. And there's about to be stirring from a nearby building.
Do I know which building?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Can I grab Roger and say Sue Windle very loudly at him and kind of show him my hand? And say, let me see here. Sue Windle Far. Sue, no. Sue, let me type this out.
Can I spout lore on the plant? Like like the plant hit me, and have I ever experienced something similar to this?
Sure.
Sweet.
9. Okay. I have to give you something interesting, but not altogether useful. You know, it's been said that sometimes alchemists distribute certain things as powders that can be aerosolized. Mordem, you have 2 more questions.
Okay. What should I be on the lookout for?
More of these vines, something up ahead, and the creatures on the rooftops.
Wait, there are creatures on the rooftops?
You see all those green dots?
Oh no.
As Morden makes this realization, suddenly you can see them. It's like once you know they're there, you know. And there's they're standing in midair as if the roof of the building was still there for them. And so picture a normal size, like 6 foot tall human, with their spine that bends the wrong way and their heads upside down, and then out of their eyes comes these long white tendrils that reach down about 2 stories to the ground.
I guess the last question is, what here is useful or valuable to me, if anything, in this godforsaken area?
I'm gonna use one response that I've used previously that I liked a lot. The way that you came could be construed as an exit.
Tibbles' eye in the sky pretty hard right now.
So, chaps, I believe I inhaled some sort of powder. Now, back in my college days, I inhaled many different types of powder, but I feel like this one's probably not going to be a good one, and not give me the desired effect that I have wished for.
Sue Windlethar. Sue Windlethar.
We need to go now.
I want to run under one of the vine levitating people, attempt to cut it down, and then shift into an owl and GTFO.
Okay, hold on. Run that by me one more time.
So these people are like levitating, but they're like on vines, right? They're on tendrils or something.
Well, these tendrils kind of blow in the breeze as if there's some sort of sensory organ.
They're jellyfishing. They're not like stilts.
Yep.
Okay, that's very different.
Yeah, so they're just... Sometimes a building goes away, and then some people say nah and continue to act like the building's there. And that's what's happening right now for about 80 people.
Okay, I want to get up to the air and see if I can figure out what in the hell is going on here. So I'm going to, like, take rapid kitty steps and then jump and owlify myself as I swoop upwards.
Owlify is a fun word.
So is the exit south of us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're going to take Roger and drag him out.
Yeah, I'm going to say
Oh,
car.
Ah, shit.
And I totally just biffed that. Yes. Nailed
Oh,
it.
a 5. Oh, okay, you know what? You do get it. And it's great. Except somehow there's just this panic sensation. And as you're flying, you're like, it would be good if I could punch something. So you're about 20 feet in the air.
We're rubbing off on him.
And one of your wings remains as a wing, and the other one turns into an arm again. So you kind of just spiral right into the grasp of, let's say, this one over here.
Now, chaps, I believe our kitten fellow is in a series of danger right now.
Or Mets?
So, Weird Owl Cat, you are...
By Yellen's suit.
You're stuck on these weird wispy white tendrils. They don't hurt. They don't really feel like anything. But you're held pretty firmly. Like, right after you hit them, they kind of rolled back up around your body several times. They're not constricting. They're just holding you.
I want to be made out of saw blades at the next possible opportunity.
Can Morden charge over there with his axe and bring it down forcefully in its special way?
I mean, he's about 20 feet off the ground, so you could throw it forcefully.
Can he
Grab
bring
the tendrils and drag it. Like,
Is there a way at the base where he can like chop at it and cause an explosion to like kind of burst like the base of like if it's a tree? Boom.
No, Morden, my good fellow. Let's drag it down. Grab the tendrils and pull.
This one has wrapped Tibbles up, so the tendrils aren't on the ground anymore. They're sort of coiled around like spaghetti around a fork. There are other ones if you wanted to try and climb up the other guys to fight the other guy. That's a thing. You could also throw a weapon, but this thing is sort of floating on air right now. So
it's just floating in the air. Okay.
I take out my axe, look at it a little bit, and then I toss it at the one that Tibbles is on.
Okay. Roll me a volley, please.
Yes, sir. Wait a second, I just need to get this up. Looking for volley. 2.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I need you to roll me your attack, please.
Yes.
Following the running theme, do really well up until the point we actually get into a fight, then we start biffing.
I'm so gonna die. You guys are gonna shoot me to death. You're gonna shoot me to death. 3 barbarians are gonna shoot me to death. This is what's gonna happen.
Okay, so you do 4 damage to Tibbles as your axe kind of slices right on by.
I quickly lick my finger and feel the air. That was it.
Windage was off. Windage was definitely off.
We'll see.
Mortem's not going to throw his axe. He's not letting go of his axe.
Yeah, Jonathan is going to charge towards another thing to climb a thing.
That's when Roger.
Oh wait.
Roger reaches into his suit and pulls out a rapier.
We're not done yet. So, roll me a Defy Danger Con, please.
Me?
Yep.
I
Yes.
figured. Con is my worst stat. So close.
Of course it is.
You feel a connection with these things. What?
Wait a second. Can I have said before, like, and I have said that my not getting my suit damage and then getting the Constitution save was part of my thing to like seek wealth and like power and stuff. Is that like part of my whole thing? Like, I don't want to spend money on a new suit.
Sure.
Because I get to roll a D8 instead then.
Okay.
Roll 1d6 plus 1d8.
Okay, there's something bad that happens if the d6 is higher, I believe.
Yep, I'm completely okay with that.
God, was it Herculean appetites?
Yes,
Appletites.
it's Herculean appetites.
Herculean appetites.
And it's actually an 8, not a 9, because I forgot to do
The
minus
d6
1.
is the higher die of the pair. The GM will also introduce a complication or danger that comes about due to your hero's pursuits.
Right.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
That didn't help at all.
Perfect.
So you have this coughing fit, and that's actually what caused you to miss this attack. And also, unbeknownst to you, those spores have nestled deep down in your pouch of pipeweed, and they're making friends.
Oh, my pipeweed. All of it?
I mean,
It's not pipeweed, it's cigars. It's Cubans.
All of it.
Damn.
Oh, this is gonna be awful.
So Mortem is going to charge up whatever way he can to get to the tendrils.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not going to throw his axe. He likes his axe too much.
I throw a perfectly
is there any way that he can charge up something and just bolster his way up?
I mean, there's several ways we could do this. You could do some ridiculous defy danger decks to just run up the side of a damn building. You can get someone to do a defy danger strength to throw you at the enemy, and then you can attack.
Yeah, let's do that.
Allow-
Throw me and have me swing as I
Deal dwarf
go
ball
by.
special.
Jonathan will fastball special.
Okay.
Yes, fastball special.
All right. So I need Jonathan to roll me the defy danger strength, and 10. Wow.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So now I need you to make a hack and slash roll, Morden.
All right, how do I do that?
2d6 plus strength. Let me see. Should be on your sheet.
Like that?
A roll.
What the shit? Box card it. Okay. So you have the option, if you get a 10 plus, to do your normal damage plus a d6 if you open yourself up to an attack by the enemy.
Just do that straight damage.
Open yourself up to attack. It's a
Sure.
big deal.
I'll do that. That would also go towards my Herculean appetite of conquest.
Nice.
Because mine is conquest and fame and glory.
Mine is wealth and power over others.
Well,
Mine is being a kitty and not dying. So
we're working on that. We're working on
Failing at both of those right now, Tibbles.
I would like to point out that these people haven't hurt anyone yet. Let's just keep that in mind.
Oh no!
No.
How do I roll the two? How do I
No,
roll
no.
the d6 and the d8?
Slash roll
Hurt
space
people.
1d6.
Cynical
plus
people
1d8.
haven't hurt anyone yet.
1d6 plus 1d8.
Another one.
Oh,
Okay. Well, now that second number is lower, so I get to cause some complications, which I love.
Wait. May I
Yeah,
ask,
where
why
are
is he
we?
rolling again? Why is he rolling again?
because I rolled 10 plus on my other thing and I opened myself up to attack.
Okay, yeah. So this is a damage roll. Then.
Oh,
This is a damage
yes,
roll,
okay,
not anything,
sorry,
yeah.
brain fart.
Whoa.
Good ideas, Aaron. We're watching you.
Nice try.
No sneaky business deals. That's my job.
Oh, wait. Oh, if it's just a damage roll, I don't roll.
Well,
It doesn't count.
No,
if,
you're
if you
good.
do the extra damage, it's fine. It's just the d8 being less than the d6 only matters if you're doing it for like an actual move roll and not the damage.
Plus the D6.
Oh, okay.
Doing a 2d6 roll, so it doesn't work for damage rolls because you're rolling a d10 on your damage.
Oh, that is right. Okay, roll me a d10 instead of a... Yeah, just roll me a d10. We'll replace the d8 with whatever the d10 result is. I forgot barbarians do
He rolls
Texas
a
damage.
he rolls a D10 plus. He took the extra damage. So
Yep. So you got a
So
12.
it's a 12.
Nice.
Yeah.
You just kind of explode this thing as you hit it.
Oh yeah. Did I mention that my axe causes explosions when I swing it?
Messy. They're all messy and forceful.
Yes.
You hit it right in the chest. There doesn't appear to be any internal support structure for this thing. And when you hit it, it explodes in very, very slow motion. Like, you're already landing on the intact part of the roof as this thing is just beginning to slowly drift apart. And it will probably take another 4 or 5 minutes before it's actually on the ground fully dead.
Still holding on to me?
Both of the tendrils that had grasped you are loose now,
Okay.
or they're no longer tethered to the body. So, you're very
Successful
slowly being,
fastball special.
you're very slowly being
Very
dragged down to the
successful.
ground by gravity.
Okay. Very slowly by gravity. Okay.
Can I attempt to catch Tibbles?
Sure,
No.
nothing bad's ever happened from this.
No one has ever suffered for catching Tibbles. That's not a thing.
I thought it was Tibbles catching someone else that caused suffering.
Well, it kind of went both ways really quickly, and
Is it-
things got bad.
Is it strength or dex to catch him?
He's light. I would say Dex.
Cool. It doesn't matter.
Also, I'm a cat, so
9.
it's probably fine.
Is nobody going to catch Mortem?
No.
Jonathan will try and catch Mortem.
All right. That one I could see strength or Dex since you're catching a falling dwarf.
Falling dwarf.
Okay, so you both rolled between a 7 and a 9. Well, okay. Most of the damage is prevented. Some of it still happens. So each of the catchers get to determine whether the damage will happen to you or to your friend.
I'll take the damage.
Okay.
Jonathan will take the damage.
Okay. Both of you roll me a D4. Armor does not
Kind of
protect.
freaked out. Yeah, so
Armor
Tibbles
does
is
not
kind of
affect
freaked
damage.
out. So he's landing claws out.
1.
Ow.
Do you have any armor, Mr. Rogerson?
I actually don't, but because I don't, I get like a 1 on the armor anyway.
Yep.
I only have a suit. It's a power suit.
Nice.
Okay.
But if armor doesn't affect that, I still take 1 damage.
Yeah, armor doesn't help you here since it's sort of
Yeah, I understand that.
Crushing force.
Beating you upside the head.
Are you okay, Mr. Kitten?
The cat looks kind of freaked out for a second and sort of like curls up next to you and then realizes where we still are and like bounces onto the ground and starts running for the exits.
Very good. I put my rapier away and follow you.
Well swung, Morton. Well swung.
Kas.
Let's go.
Kirshkora.
And he kind of sets him down and makes haste for the escape.
I will turn into the fastest thing I can think of, which is probably Monanki based, and yeah, a tiny version of that.
okay.
So like wheels or something. I don't even know.
One of those
what comes
robo
up.
spiders with the turbo legs.
Yes.
Mouseroids.
Yes.
12. Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah. He's gone. Tibbles is friggin' gone, like cloud of smoke gone from a cartoon. Who's the last one through the barrier?
Definitely
Yep.
not me.
That would be Mortem, who shouts, Daru Grenka Metz Daru Kara Metz Kal.
Of course he does.
Gordon, stop shouting. Get your ass over here.
I'm pretty sure that was a tequila ad, actually.
Yeah, as you all leave, it starts very low, but right from kind of the middle of where all these vines are pointing, some tree or something begins to push its way out of the ground, and as you break through the bubble, you just hear in about 140 different voices.
Okay.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad.
I would zip back into the time dilation zone for just a second to see what's happening.
The last bits of these two vines that were sticking out of the ground are being pulled towards the middle of this bubble area. And all of the figures on the rooftops are holding their hands up in like supplication or something.
And is there a giant tree that they're all like pointing at, or
There's something, yeah. It to some definitions, it could be a tree. And you notice that all of the weird eye tendrils they have on their upside down heads are just wafting in the wind towards this thing that's emerging in the middle of the bubble.
This is displeasing.
I'm gonna think back on my studies in college about like possible tree people and how they interact with nature, and also like I look up like history. I think about the history of marketing and like plant life and such, and so.
Mordem
Okay.
says, Dara Krenika, Daru Krishkora, Drenkar, Drenkarfar.
Oh, spot lore.
A 6 on spout lore.
Go on.
Gonna get so much XP, Roger.
I've only failed like actually twice.
You remember a tale from the old times of those few deserving plants that were given personhood, and if you want to do business with these plants, you have to actually meet with them and you have to get the consent of the plants. So it actually seems like it'd be a really good idea to go back in there and you know, maybe just say hi, drop off a business card, make some connections.
I take out my business cards, look at them, I'm like, okay, so friends, I vote we go back in and try to reason with these tree people. I'm sure we can work out a profitable deal for both sides.
Have you gone mad with the flower man?
Possibly.
Too many.
Here, I'm going to offer a deal to you. I'm going to try to parlay this by handing you one of my cigars.
Oh no.
Looks down. I will not be bribed by such pettiness. Do not throw your life away.
These are Cubans, my friend. Really good at smoking.
What's a Cuban?
Daru Krishkara, Drenkarfar.
Well, fine. I put it back in my pocket. If you don't want to, fine. But I am going back in, and I'm going to make a deal with these fine fellows. And I begin to walk in.
He goes to stop you. That thing will kill you.
My friend, a good businessman is always willing to risk his life for a good deal.
Only if the deal is sound. This is not sound. You are trading your reason for madness.
I'm gonna go investigate the god tree.
I'm gonna follow Tipples.
Okay.
Bear in mind, Tibbles moves very fast right now.
Did y'all leave the bubble at any point? Like all of you?
I did not.
Okay.
I left the bubble.
Jonathan left the bubble.
Outside of me.
Oh. And Mordem's going to say, let's see here. Kara-ish Putzbel Kara.
My friends, are you afraid?
Yes. Fear is healthy. Fear is what keeps us alive.
Something to flip a coin.
We got some fucking prop comics tonight.
I will continue. I will be like, well, do what you will, but while you are coward in fear, I'm going to profit.
Putzbel. Mordem says.
Fine. Go get
Kara Putzbel.
kind of
Holding out dice.
I have 2 tiny D6.
Oh, okay. I was like, why are you holding out dice, Aaron?
throw him back towards the bubble. Fine. See what I care.
The cat is doing the same, and I walk into the wall.
It's currently a spider, so
Yep. You're the cat to me.
that's fair. Yeah, I will go try to make myself less conspicuous, but definitely go check out what's happening because I'm a tiny cat and this is interesting.
Jonathan looks at Moradin. They're going madness and death. That's all this is. Madness and death. And he stalks back towards the
Yes.
Tibbles, you make it to the middle of the. There's no vines anymore with weird faces in them. It seems that they've been pulled into the ground as this thing's gotten taller and taller. At this point, it seems to be butting up against the roof of the dome, which, I mean, this thing is 2 blocks wide, so, you know, figure out the math for that. It's very high up. But it's okay because you're eye level with some faces.
Okay.
Are they nice faces?
They're all various shades of misery and despair, that sort of thing. And you notice after a little bit that the weird, like, wood pattern is actually arms and legs stacked together with the faces kind of poking out between them. And as you get close, like, a bunch of hands extend towards you, Tibbles, and they do the come here, like the beckoning motion.
I will move up just out of reach. Do they get frantic, or they just keep doing the same thing?
They do the same thing, and like, if you stop, they'll stop wiggling their hand, and they say, "Fellow child of metal and earth, do you wish to become one with us?"
Spider tilts its head to the side. Sort of thinks to itself, no. I will. To this thing, is there a bottom that I can get to? Is
the ascent of the tree into the sky has stopped. There's a really thick base that you're probably 5 feet away from at this point. You do see a canopy that the tree makes, but it's not leaves. Just picture the worst thing that could be up there, and it's probably worse than that.
okay, great. Is this? I am a child of the Menanke.
Mm-hmm. No.
Thing that I've ever seen before.
No.
Good morrow. I wave, walking by.
You have dozens of pairs of eyes on you right now.
You're reaching out for Roger the same way they were for Tibbles?
Sort of. There's something different, like more casual in this one, maybe more familiar.
Roger won't go past a point of no return. He's going to stay out of reach. He's actually going to stand next to Tibbles, pet Tibbles a little bit, and look at the thing. My name is Roger Rogerson. I am here on behalf of the town of Argent Springs, and I am curious. What is it that you wish for, and how can I, snaps fingers, help you? It smiles, like a really shit-eating smile.
You are already doing your part.
Interesting.
All right. Can Mortem, as he's kind of trotting behind, do a challenging shout, like the "What are you waiting for?" to cry out a challenge to the tree?
Yes. Are you trying to challenge the tree to combat?
Yeah, he wants to fight the tree.
Now, Mortem, don't get too hasty here.
Mortem thinks all of this is a really bad idea, but if this is going to go down, he wants to swing.
Fair enough. You can try.
Those will skitter out of the way.
Roger will follow.
Let me take a look at something real quick.
Damn.
All right,
Mortem's going to get
12.
punched by a tree.
So on a 10+, they treat you as the most obvious threat to be dealt with and ignore your companions. Take +2 damage ongoing against them. Yes, that's true. They're not acting against you yet, but the response that you get from the tree is very different than what the rest of the people who've communed with it so far get.
I'm gonna discern realities based on like what the tree said and try to figure out what it meant by that.
Sure. Yeah, Morden, when you issue your challenge,
And I'm going to say Daru Grenka Metz, Daru Kara Metzka.
you see 80 eyes narrow at you, and it says, "Be warned!
Damn!
Weeds will be ripped out by the root and forgotten." Oh wow, 12. Okay. What 3 questions do you have, Roger? Jeez.
One, what should I be on the lookout for? In response to like, how am I helping this?
What should
thing?
you be on the lookout for? Ways that you might accidentally be spreading this thing's influence. Maybe like spores on things.
What? I'm trying to think because I know I really want to ask one question, though. I know logically this question wouldn't make sense. I was going to do what here is useful or profitable to me, but I'm not going to do that one. It doesn't make sense. I'm going to do what happened here recently. Like, what happened to me recently that I can think of?
I mean, there was that little puffball that you just hung out with for a second.
I examine my suit and like take out my gear and examine it to see effects on it.
It doesn't look like specks. Like, you've managed to avoid a lot of, blood and all other stuff getting splashed on you, but as you lift your coat jacket up, there's this, it almost looks like mold that's sort of spreading over one of your shoulders.
That's a shame. I take off my suit, throw it to the side. I like this one. Is the mold still there?
Well, it's on the shirt itself, not the jacket. The jacket was just hiding it.
Oh, cool. So I keep the jacket on. So I'm actually shirtless with the jacket on. And still the tie. I put the tie back on. And then finally, I'm going to ask, what here is not what it appears to be? Including on myself. What on my person is not what it appears to be.
Those cigars are probably not tobacco anymore.
I sigh, look at my cigars.
And at this point, you're not quite sure about some of the things in that adventuring gear of yours.
Look at my adventuring gear.
Bundles of rope are very fibrous. This stuff has...
I toss out the bundles of rope.
It's turned like a brightish white, and it's almost sticky.
I toss out the rope, toss out the cigars, and then I look at so I'm going to mark use of the adventuring gear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I'm going to look at the tree and say, it's a shame, I really like those cigars. Light a torch from my adventuring gear and toss it at the tree.
At the tree?
At the tree.
Okay.
I find no problem with this, actually.
Roll me a volley, please.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna keep this to the side because I always see this last. It always upsets me because I'm always worried. Where is volley? Yeah, I have to burn some bridges, man. Damn it! Oh,
Beautiful. Nope, this is exactly what I wanted.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm not... So that tendril that you just discarded, as the torch leaves your hand, it grabs it, whips around, catches the rest of your adventuring gear on fire, and it flings the torch over to the tree, at which point a creature strides out from behind the tree. And it's a wolf of some sort.
No! Oh no!
It's got a bright glowing gemstone or something in its head, and it's white. And then it catches the torch with these viney tendrils that it's got coming out of its back, eats the torch, and then the gem on its forehead begins to glow red. And
Well, shit.
it says,
That
"You stride into
seems
this
good.
place not knowing what you do. Why do you seek to harm these innocents? They only seek freedom."
I'll meow at it in a language the others don't really speak. Because I can speak. I'm assuming this is a druid. In my head, this thing's a druid of some sort. What don't we know? Looks like a giant tree monster made of people.
Some do not take well to the druidic arts. When things were dire, we did what we could to save the people in here. We erected a barrier so that we would have more time. We tried to teach them how to transform. We tried to teach them how to do it together, to maybe become something that could help us out. Because, as I'm sure you well know, or else you wouldn't be here, we were abandoned. I don't know how much time has passed out there. We've been in here for 10 years trying to find a way out, and we've been unsuccessful.
You just came in.
Sorry. Go ahead, man.
So, can we understand what the druid is saying?
Yes.
Like, we obviously can't understand what Tibbles is saying.
Right,
Can we...
right. You can understand the druid, you can't understand Tibbles.
Jonathan just kind of looks aghast. We just walked in. You can't just walk out?
Here's a question.
Something about what happened here, or what was done by the attackers, has bound us to this place. We were hoping that with enough time, we could find a way to remake these people. Free them of their bonds, whether spiritual or physical or metaphorical, so that they could return to their lives.
How bad do you have to screw up to make giant tree Voltron?
Pretty freaking bad. Like, that's a -10 at least.
Like, Tibbles is asking the druid this because Tibbles is basically a teenager at this point.
Have you seen any of the shadow beasts nearby? Have you seen any of the monstrosities in this area?
My friends, why would you want to turn back when you clearly are doing something right? If there is no monstrosities, your souls are safe.
Does the druid understand Dwarvish?
You can give it a shot.
Well, because I was going to just ask it just a question straight up, and if it didn't understand it, I was just going to use the language.
Why don't you say it in Dwarvish and then translate it for me, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, I was going to... let me first write this out so I can have this right. Sumorsu Grenka, and he's going to point at the tree and say that that's not crafted by a farmer or a druid.
It speaks to you in Dwarvish. With, like, this is ancient Dwarvish, like maybe 7 or 8 revisions of like, you know, language ticks that aren't used anymore. And he says, I do not think that any of you would understand the truth. Know that I am a druid, and that most of what happened here was druidic in nature. In my years, I have learned other things, and I sought to use them to aid. The fact that any souls remain is a testament to the fact that the mixing of magics is possible and that it works.
So that causes Mordem to... So I understand that only Mordem can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So Mordem puts up his axe, crosses his arms, and nods.
Is there anything we can do to help you?
The way I see it, we have 2 things. Either you can have the people living in the spire send some sort of aid or protection or something so that these people are not separated from the ones that they love and that they are allowed to have some semblance of life. Or I believe I found the key to separate these people, but they will not be the same as they were when they went in. Will you speak to the people in town so that they will be allowed in? Or, if not, I fear that they will be sent into the wastes to die.
Group huddle. I get the other. I get the 2 barbarians, and then I look at the spider cat and just kind of like nod to the huddle.
Spider cat will move towards the huddle.
Okay, so
like underfoot.
What we have here is an opportunity, my friend. We have a druid that is doing some crazy shit, but that crazy shit might be able to work out in our favor. And 2, we're able to save everyone. Sure, they're going to be slightly different, but I think we could twist that and turn that to our favor. So what do you think, guys? Do you want to make the best deal ever? Come on, let's make a deal.
Right.
Why is this not right? What about
Mordem
this
is going to kick you in the shin and say "Putzbull" and kind of bring you down low and say "Drekthar" and point to the druid.
Okay. Just pure my. Does Morgrim understand Common but refuse to speak anything but Dwarven? Is that what's going on?
He says kas dara ora rekish.
I'm guessing that's a yes. He's refusing to speak any other language than Dwarvish. Okay, Mordem, buddy, I can't understand you, and honestly, I'm gonna take that as a go for it, man. You can do it.
No, Mordem. Do you trust the sorcerer?
Kas.
Kas means yes. We've already established that.
Yes, I understand that. That surprises me.
Okay, then what do you think? Why do you hit me then? I'm the one saying we should trust this man.
Putzbull.
I don't think he likes you.
That's fair, but
Putzbull.
Yeah, I would exit the huddle. Sort of go back over to the wolf person thing. They've got tentacles, you said, right?
It's sort of. I mean, functionally, yes, they're tentacles, but it's like 2 or 3 vines coming out of the back that just sort of float lazily in the air.
Okay. And how? I'm sorry, I'm addressing the druid now.
Oh.
It'd be different when they came back.
You saw the shadowy beings before on the rooftops, yes. In essence, they would be those, but with their souls rejoined to their bodies.
Roger's gonna come up to him as well, behind Tibbles. So, sir, ma'am, sir, something, wolf. I am Roger Rogerson. I am a expert at making deals. So, tell you what, how about I speak on behalf of you to the town? But if we do so, you give me and my companions here, Tibbles and Mr. Cat included, something in return.
Are the souls of your townspeople not sufficient? The
Not
souls
to me.
that you all so willingly discarded to save yourselves? A chance
Sir,
to
I have-
redeem a guilty conscience is not enough for you, is it?
No, actually. I just got here. I do not know these people, but I am here to help them in the best way possible. But I need to know that we can make this profitable for everyone. What is it that they can do if they are turned back?
Mortem's going to grab Roger again by the shoulder, kind of show his fist again, and just kind of grunt.
Mortem, let me speak. I have thoughts. These people, when they turn into these tentacle people, he does this motion actually. What exactly can they do? You have this fruit thing. What is that?
We have no need for food. These people subsist on sunlight alone. So long as the sun persists, so too will they. Without ceasing, without
Whence
sleeping.
did the fruits come from then, sorcerer?
Those were attempts to bring souls across the barrier.
We're dealing with a sort of food shortage in our place right now. Is there a way that you could possibly use this technique to, help some others not have the issues of needing food?
I don't want to discern realities on this. I really don't trust this. This seems way too freaky and fishy to me.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't know why I have this feeling that it is.
roll it and tell me how you are discerning said realities.
Sure. I'm just scrutinizing.
Honestly-
I'm scrutinizing this druid for sincerity. I mean, I don't know. This all just seems way too weird.
Yeah, that's fine.
More
Roll
so
it.
than usual.
And Roger, the druid, looks over at you and he says, "You would seek to alter the very fabric of an individual's being to prevent such trivialities as hunger. We can assist with finding food or other
That's a deal
matters."
that I can make. That's a deal I can make. I wish to make a deal profitable for everyone. If we can find a way to make you coming to town seem like a good thing, something that we can cheer for, then we can really hammer this deal home and make sure that you guys get in the Menanke with no problem. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find the positives that you coming in, rather than taking up space on an already limited space operation here.
Very well. I have said before.
Aaron, can I
Yes.
message you and tell you what putzful means so that the character can know what it means?
Sure.
You're all yelling at me, but
And
I'm not entirely wrong. Taking more
Mortem's going to point to Roger and say putzful, and to indicate that to the druid.
Oh, sorry. 1 second.
souls are good, but food is better.
Well, the druid looks at Morden cocks its head to the side. You've never seen a wolf shrug, but you're pretty sure this is a shrug. And then looks over at Roger and it says, I've said before that these individuals no longer require food, only sunlight, occasionally water. They were members of your town before. Why are they not welcome with open arms now?
Because we don't have that much water or space in the Monanke. I am not saying no. I want them in the town. I am just trying to get the angle that we need to be able to get them into the town without issue. I am your best friend here. I am trying to help you. If you come in with jellyfish people into the Monanke, that's not going to go well for you. It's not going to go well for anyone. And then on top of that, if you say they need water, and something that we're already short on, that's going to cause even more issues. So thus, I am trying to help these people in the best way I can by finding out how they can be profitable to the rest of the Monanke.
Where are the rest of the druids?
It's an excellent question.
They are the barrier you see around us. They sacrifice themselves to give us time.
See, do you really want their sacrifice to be in vain by having them not be accepted into the town? I am trying to find the best way to go about this.
If they are not accepted into the town, I will take my Orchard of Souls and I will raze it to the ground. Is that understood?
It doesn't really matter to me one way or the other. I am trying to help you. Can I parley? This is me trying to parley.
Sure.
Okay. Like, this is me actively trying to get him to be on my side here. And it is me trying to get control of another, so I'm going to D8 instead.
He says, I will not allow you to forsake these people a second time.
I'm not planning to.
Hold on, let me pull up Parlay. We don't use it much. When you have leverage on a GM character, manipulate them. Leverage is something they need or want. On a hit, they ask you for something, and do it if you make them a promise first. Okay.
My leverage is I can talk to the town, and they want to get back into the gate. I can make that happen, but I need them to give me something that I can work with.
Well, we've already given you an introduction, let's say.
To the magic you can use?
Of a sort.
There we go! That's thinking like a good businessman! You are the magical person coming from the way saving souls! Excellent! That's a great idea. We're coming back with the lost souls of the damned. You saved them. You single-handedly did it. Good job, you. And now you're going to use your expertise to help us. There's the twist. There's the angle. Excellent.
Can you hear them?
No.
Come closer.
I step closer.
The wolf walks closer to you, and like the vines retract, and these leaves begin to swirl around its head. It says, "Come closer. Look me in the eye."
I do.
The leaves begin to swirl around more. Give me a Defy Danger Con real quick.
Ow. Screw you.
Nailed it.
Perfectly.
It's almost...
I'm not being mean here. I'm trying to get him in Naki.
Yeah. No, it's almost as if you can hear for the first time, though faintly, hundreds upon hundreds of voices talking directly to you.
Excellent.
They're saying welcome. They're also sharing their woes and asking if loved ones are okay and when they can go back. And you're having 300 conversations at once, and then 500, and then...
So it's a good day. Got it.
He says,
Okay.
Go, speak with your leader, and let it be known that we will help if we are allowed back in. And if we are not, then you have much closer and much more dangerous enemies to fear than something that is affecting the sun.
I hold out my hand for a handshake.
The wolf sits and holds a paw out.
I shake it. Roger Rogerson never goes back on a deal.
Mordin brings out his dagger, cuts open his palm, offers it to the wolf, I guess. And he says, Jara Jalhadka, Wendel Tershpaka, Suka, Sutershpakakal, and I'll send you what that means.
Okay. It holds the paw out, and like the fur from the paw recedes, and then the skin, and like it's kind of just this gross mass of like pulsating gooey flesh, and it holds it out for you to shake, and then as it finishes, the skin and fur reforms.
Okay, Mordin makes sure to get some of that on the dagger before he finishes, before it recedes, and then he's done.
You know where to find us. Do hurry. Time is different here.
I will be back in a few years. And I walk out.
Okay.
Bye.
Jonathan turns on his heel and follows after the others without a word.
Mordin makes sure he's the last to leave.
Okay. Yep, you all make it out of the bubble. Are you heading back to the tower?
I think we are.
No reason not to.
I think that makes sense. I think I would probably try to make it back first and find one of my adult druids to talk to about this thing, because
I need an adult.
I honestly, like, if he can be there when Dibbles is talking, Jonathan would definitely want to relay his experience and feelings regarding the subject as well.
Roger will power strut into the Monanki. Very confident he can make a deal.
Tibbles, when you walk in, Ash sees you looking around, and it's definitely the I need to talk to a druid face. She's come to realize that because she tries to be a good mom, but there's certain things that she just can't help you with. She doesn't know anything about druid druberty, as some call it.
God damn it.
She says, hey buddy, other mom's not here. She's on a mission. I'm sorry.
Like I will pace in a circle, like super agitated, and like mime out problems, shapeshift into the closest thing I can come up with that's a jellyfish person. Probably something from the Monanki, I'm assuming, is like...
Couldn't one of us just, like, draw it?
Some sort of dendrite bot.
Well, yeah, I mean, somebody else that's there can totally do this. I'm just talking to Ash right now, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tibbles is just trying to do this before Roger comes in and makes everything worse.
Exactly, like, be careful, Mom. This is bad. This is bad news.
Jonathan comes rushing back in.
Tibble says things are bad. How bad?
I do not trust that sorcerer.
Okay, I didn't know anything about a sorcerer, so what?
It says it's a druid.
Okay.
I'll turn into a robo wolf thing.
Yes, like that.
Oh, Mordim's going to come in and kind of spit at her feet and then just sit down in the corner.
Roger will strut in last, fixing his tie and actually putting on a new shirt. Like he stopped off to get a shirt and put it on and fixing his tie as he walks in.
Excuse me.
When Roger comes in, Mordim's just going to point his thumb at him and say, "Putzbull, Dreshka," and then he's just going to continue just sitting in his corner.
I see how I'm doing anything wrong here. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. So hold on. Sorcerer?
There's a druid in the in the bubble that we've been where all the other druids went.
bubble?
Well, one.
Okay.
Well, the bubble is all the druids. Most of the druids are dead now. I apologize for that.
Mm-hmm.
But the souls of the town are trapped inside the bubble.
So he also claims.
I believe him. I don't know why anyone else doesn't. He offers that he can get them back to us. These people, they don't require food, but they will require some water. But here's the thing. This druid seems to be a very powerful person. Very powerful. Probably one of the more powerful people we've met. Excellent ally to have against the fight against everything, and a very terrible enemy to have if we piss him off, which we probably will do if we say no to this deal, because there's about 500 souls that he has. That
He held them
wants to return to
hostage.
us.
He said he would burn them all down if we did not let them in under his terms.
And
Tibbles is standing directly behind Roger, like shaking Tibbles, and then like doing the kitty zombie walk, and like all sorts of like.
The cat is right.
Undermining the situation.
Okay, so there's a
Would you rather-
sorcerer that says it's a druid that has souls that it's holding hostage.
not really hostage. Souls that are in a tree, and they're kind of trapped there, and apparently he's going to be able to
It
release
fused them all
them.
together in an abomination.
They fused them all together to stay alive in the tree little bubble thing that they have. And, they aren't being captured by whatever shadow monster is coming out to get us. So I'm thinking positive, good person. We can twist this to our advantage. Imagine a homecoming of 500 people. That's what this really needs right now. We need good publicity right now if we're going to get through this long night, because the worst things get, if we go back and say, hey, we found the 500 people, but we were too scared to save them, and now they're attacking us because they are dreaded souls now against us because we turned our back on them. If we instead twist this around too, we found them, a brave sorcerer / druid saved them and is willing to bring them back. Sure, they're a little deformed now, but sacrifices had to be made, they were able to be survived, and now they return to us prosperous and able to help.
How did you... You guys have been gone like 15 minutes.
It's been I always get things done very quick. I smile.
The magic.
Mordo shouts, "Shoot Drekmore."
Is that Dwarven for time dilation?
No, it's not.
The place where we met this thing, the time is distorted. Things move faster there. They claim it's been 10 years for them.
Okay.
Well, judging by how tall that tree was, I would believe it.
I was just hoping we could figure out who. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this.
Ash, can I be frank here?
Sure,
As
Roger.
a Danan. You have probably had a lot of bad days recently. A lot of them. Including finding fish people, losing water, doing some deal to get us, as he points to all of us, probably something you regret. Probably you've made a lot of regrettable decisions in your life. A lot of things that you are sad and terrible and feel that make you a terrible person. You are not. And the best way to show that you are not a terrible person, especially to those you lead, the people that need you the most to make decisions, is to prove that you can bring people back. Not only did these people, are we assumed, lost, but now you are coming back and saying, no, we don't lose them. We get them back. We save the day. You're giving these people in the Monarchy hope. Hope to rise to the occasion. Hope is what you really need here. A truly remarkable time. And you are the person to usher in this new hope. You are the great hero of the day who said, no, we can do this. We won't turn our back on those who need us.
Is the sorcerer guy part of the deal?
Yes, he's gonna help us.
Okay.
Would you rather him be against us?
No, I made a promise to Lily that I would use everything in my powers to bring any druids back that I could. So if he's a druid,
He is. Turns into a wolf, talks. He's a great, really cool, good-looking dude.
Jonathan looks at Tibbles.
Mordem comes over, slams his hand on the table, points at his hand, and says, Tershpa.
Oh, wait! Mordem's on my side? I'm so excited by this.
He shows his hand to Ash and says, Tershpa, and points at it.
okay, hold on. I think, geez, I used to know some, is that the oath thing? Did you swear an oath?
He nods.
Okay, well, I mean, to be honest, that part's not my problem. You spit in my face. You can go to hell for all I care. But I made a promise. I made a promise to someone I care very deeply about. So I'm going to keep that word. So tell them, tell the group of things that so long as they exist peacefully with the others in the Menanke, they have a place.
Excellent.
They will be
You
expected,
made a good decision.
They will be expected to contribute in whatever ways they can, and not eat other people that live here is usually my baseline. Don't be a dick kind of behavior for continued living inside of our dungeon. Life takes you
Is that
some
why
weird
Shay got
places, you know?
kicked out?
Life takes you some weird places, you know that? I used to play at taverns. Like that was my day is I would practice and then at night I would go play and I would make enough coin to live off of. And now I'm kind of running a town and bringing some sort of shadow things into the dungeon that I live in with 300 other people and some other like goblins and stuff. Life's weird. It's all.
I like you, Ash. I think you're going to be a great leader, and I would really like to help you help yourself as best as I can.
I'm gonna go throw up, and then she walks out.
I love when a deal goes according to plan, and then I'm going to run out and go to the bubble to go tell them.
Okay.
Loosening my tie a little bit.
So you get back, and the tree isn't there. It's several other shapes now. It seems like each one of these forms has like the faces of two people on it, and it's sort of this weird roiling skin mass. Yeah, but there's probably 100, 150 of these things, and then the wolf is leading them.
You're allowed into the Menanke.
All of
Returning
us.
heroes. All of you. All right, I shake your hand. As long as you don't eat anyone. That is the one rule that you have.
No. That part of the hunt does not interest us.
Pleasure doing business with you. I hold out my hand for a handshake.
It walks by you.
Doesn't matter, I made the deal. And it knows it.
Roger's like,
These things form up into like rows of 10, and they march with like purpose and coordination, and they head off towards the Menanke. And
I go to take out a cigar for a job well done, and I'm very saddened. I'm like...
Are they vaguely human shaped on their march back to the Menanke, or are they still the roiling skin mass?
so they are, let's say instead of like 6 feet tall, they're probably like 7.5. They're grayish skin things, So they have a vaguely humanoid shape. It's just sometimes the faces drift about on the body, and there's two faces.
Good. These will be very well received
They
by the
have
populace of the
they
monkey.
have restless face syndrome. It's a serious disease. Look it up.
It's a condition. They have a condition. That condition is being mostly dead and also sort of jellyfish people, but not anymore.
I think we did quite well, guys.
So yeah, I think we're gonna end it with the visual of them walking into the Monarchy.
Are there shocked gasps? Are there...
Roger's going to get ahead of the game here and begin to advertise the return of them in a way. Can I roll a parlay to try to get it to be a good reception?
The return of the shambling horde.
I think that part may be independent of whatever you try here. So as these things approach, a few people are like, "Whoa, cool!" But most of them have basically like thrown themselves against the wall to give these things as wide of a berth as possible. And this wolf comes up to Ash, like as these things disperse, and it seems like the figures are looking for people. Like they're spread out, like they're trying to reconnect or something. You hear tears, some sad wailing from the weird skin things, some tears from the people who were already there, and then some shouts of horror. A few people running out of the Monarchy. And this wolf comes up to Ash, and you can't hear what's said, but she kind of squats down. She's got her hands across her lap. She's listening to it, and then she gets up, and they both walk out into another room, and that's where the episode's gonna end. So, let's do our end of session, Gubbins. When we reach the end of a session, blah 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 blah. Okay, look at your alignment. So, Tibbles, what's your alignment?
My alignment is good, and it's help something or someone grow. Feel like we were all over that one today.
Yeah, I think from a very literal sense, you did that thing. Roger.
Also, we're about to put the Monarchy, the population of the Monarchy, in a like high pressure personal growth scenario. I feel like.
Yeah,
Everybody gets after school specials.
This is sink or swim, basically.
My alignment is neutral, and it's teach someone the ways of my people. I taught a lot of people the art of the deal.
I hate you so much.
Yeah, you were great right up until Art of the Deal. Now I have to burn you alive when I see you.
No, that's -2 XP, actually.
That's fair, I can accept that.
No, that's fine. You get an XP for that. Morden.
Mine is chaotic. You eschew a convention of the civilized world, and
Language?
I spoke entirely in Dwarvish, as well as demanded blood oaths from people. But yeah, I spoke entirely in Dwarvish.
Yep, that works for me. And Jonathan.
Jonathan also has neutral. Teach someone the ways of your people. Mistrustful of magic seems like it's becoming a trait. I did not realize that.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'd say you get an XP for that. So
Alright.
that XP plus any failure XP you got will go only to that character. Everything from this point forward will go to your character you played tonight, and also that same amount goes to the pool that you could spread amongst your other characters. We have our 3 questions. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
I would say so.
Name
Druids
one
are
thing.
Druids are now a bubble.
They're now like alienists, and there's a time bubble that exists. Yes, because of druid sacrifices. Also, there's jellyfish people in the Monarchy.
So that's claimed.
Yeah. Oh, also when you all walk through the bubble, like the tear stays just long enough for the group to slowly start pushing their way through, and it looks like they needed you to be able to escape.
Ooh, that's why they couldn't leave before. Okay.
Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy? I don't think so for this one.
We
Well, I mean-
overcame prejudice.
I punched that thing in the face.
I feel like overcome in that sense we did not overcome prejudice. We set up people for a lot of prejudice. What we did overcome was the threat of this druid bringing the giant death tree to our house.
Right, but it wasn't like an enemy at that point. It was kind of a neutral. You had no rep with it, and
We didn't have anything.
We did the fastball special.
Yeah, but I mean, you killed
I'd-
one of 80 things on a roof. I think there being 80 makes them less notable.
I also killed that one vine person.
Right,
He
that's
was
the one
pretty
that we were talking about. Oh,
The
There were 2 people that we killed.
dead
Cutting the
jellyfish. Yeah.
yeah. I don't think. Well, that person was already dead.
I don't think we overcame anything really.
Yeah. Loot a memorable treasure? No.
Aw, but people are memorable treasures.
You
No,
can't
no, they're
own
not.
people.
Not
How many-
yet, at least.
No.
Nope. That's a hard pass on that one. All right. So.
Roger is evil. I'm just gonna say this.
All right. So our XP was 1 for taking the job. Got it. 1 for investigating the tree thing. Got it. 1 for reporting back. Got it. 1 for freeing the captive souls. You got that. There was 1 for nobody being infected. You did not get that one.
Sorry.
Way to go, Roger.
Hey, I got you guys the other one.
We will make a note of that and come back to it later. Definitely. So just remember that I have that in my pocket in case shit ever goes bad with these. Not really refugees, because, you know, they're from the town, but yeah.
Tree people.
Yeah, it's going to be... Right now, there's a delicate situation with so many factions. I'm curious to see which one breaks first.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be one.
Did we not break the fish people already? I feel like we already broke the fish people.
I thought I screwed them up pretty good.
Things are very much on the ropes with them. We'll have to see how that one plays out. But that will be all for our session tonight. Thank you to all of those of you at home who are watching live or listening to the eventual audio version of this or watching the VOD later. Thank you to all 4 of you who came to play and brought way too many goddamn barbarians.
You diplomatic mission. I don't know what Ash is thinking here.
Hey, actually, they sent the right people to be on the diplomatic mission. We make deals.
That's fair. Let me end the stream. Y'all have a good night.
Right.